Okay, so in section 5-8, we got to talk about inverses. And the idea of inverses, you got to understand what a function is before we do that. So before I get into that section, I'm going to make like a quick 48-minute long video here about like what it means to be a function, which you should already know, but it's a great review, so I'm just going to go over that right now. And a function means for every x value, there's only one y value. Only one. So a function does not repeat x values, okay? So when you have x values, there should only be one dot associated with one x value. It can't have more than one. If it's got more than one, it's not a function. Now, it's okay to not be a function. There are a lot of things in life that are functions. There are a lot of things in life that are not functions. Functions just mean for everything, like if I go to a store or if I go to a casino, some of those things are functions, some are not. If I go to a store, whatever I put in, you and me should get the same amount back. So if we both take $5 in, we should both be able to get the same stuff back. If I go to a casino and you and I both put $5 in, we may not get the same stuff back. I may come back with nothing and you may be a millionaire. So a function means for everything we put in, we only get the same item back each time. Nothing different. Okay? So you can't have more than 1 point associated with an x value. So a vertical line test, if we're given a graph, we can tell if something's a function. It's okay to not be a function. A lot of the graphs we'll do this year are not functions. So I have 3 examples of graphs here. And one of them's a function and 2 of them are not. In fact, I have a graph of a circle. I have like a graph of a polynomial. And this is a hyperbola, a part of it, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but they're just pictures of graphs. So a vertical line test, if you cross a function more than once, then that's not a function. Okay, and it's okay to not be a function. It's just called a relation. It just means it's not a function. So when I look at this, and I look at this graph, and this graph of this circle, we take a vertical line, and I cross here and here. So a vertical line test is I take this line, and if it crosses it more than once vertically, then this graph is not a function. Okay, it's not a function because for that x value, whatever that x value may be, you have 2 dots associated with it. So this x value, let's say this x value is 1, 2, 3. So let's say we put our vertical line at 3. Well, you have 2 things that are going on here. It hits here and here. So this dot may be 3, 1, for example. Go to the right 3 and up 1. Where this dot may be 3 and go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe at 3, 6. So I have the same x value twice, but with 2 different numbers. I take $3 to the casino, I got $1 back. You take $3 in and get $6 back. They're not the same, so that's not a function. It's not a proper business model. It's not like a store where I take $3 in and you take $3 in, we should get the same stuff back. But these are different. So that just means it's not a function. So a vertical line test when you're given a graph should have that. Now, if we get to a table, which we'll have here at the bottom, there'll be 3 examples of tables. If you get any x values that have different numbers associated with it, like you get 3 and 6 and 3 and 1, instantly you can tell it's not a function. Okay? Now, this graph of this polynomial, is there any spot where you would hit that graph twice vertically, up and down? I don't think there is. No matter where I try to cross that graph vertically, it's always going to hit once. Like here it hits once, here it hits once, here it hits once. At no point, no matter where I try, I'm only hitting it once. So a vertical line test, you can apply it wherever you want, but if you ever hit that graph twice, it's not a function. But here, no matter where I try, it looks like I only hit it once. So all of these are good, so this is a function. Okay, so that makes it pretty easy. When I get to this last graph over here, is that a function? You're going to hopefully say no to that because am I able at any point to hit it twice? I hit it right there, so this is not a function. All right? Function, not a function. Function just says I can only have the same amount associated with each x value. They can't repeat. If they get 2 x values that repeat with 2 different y values, that doesn't work. And remember what the definition of a function is. For every x value, there's only 1 y value. Okay, not 2. This guy has 3 and 1. This is 3 and 6, so they can't be different. All right, that's how you tell off a graph, off of a table. How do you look for something that's not a function. You got to look for if any x values repeat and have different y values. So if I look at all of these and I look at my x values, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All my x values are different, so nothing repeats. I don't get a scenario like this where I got 3 and 1 with 3 and 6. This is how you tell if something's not a function. When you get x that repeats and it has 2 different y values with it, it's not a function. So on this first table, did my x values repeat? No, they're all different. All my x values are different. So if all your x values are different, totally good. This is a function. Great. Let's go to the next table. Now, somebody's going to be saying, Thrasher, the y values repeat. I don't care about the y values. The x values are the only ones we're really worried about because I can't have the same x value repeating with completely different y values with it. Okay? So this guy on this table, look at your x values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All my x values are different. Don't care about my y values because in order to be a function, all my x values got to be different. Totally okay. This totally is a function. All right, let's look at this table. There's a table. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh, I have a problem. Why do I have a problem? Because 1 shows up twice. So I have this point, which is 110, and I have this point, which is 114. So just like on this graph where I had 2 dots, both associated with the same x value, 3, 6, 3, 1, it made it not a function. I got the same thing here. 1 goes with 14 and 1 goes with 10. No good. So this is not. This table, this graph would not be a function. Now, it's okay to not be a function. Just understand that. It doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means it's not a function. When you classify stuff, and if you classify your fruit at home, some things are not apples. That's okay. This is not a function. That's okay. Just not one. All right, there's your video on functions.